University graduation ceremony. My name is Fiona Colson and I'm the Provost here at Charles Darwin University, and I'm delighted to be your MC for today. I'd like to start by acknowledging that we're meeting here on Larrakia country, which always was and always will be Aboriginal land. I pay my respects to our elders past and present, and I extend that respect to all First Nations people present today. Now, my job at the beginning is to tell you how today's ceremony will run. Firstly, you've got a few more minutes to send off any of those urgent texts, but then we would ask you to either turn your phone off or at least to silent for the duration of the ceremony. Families and friends, we're delighted that you could be with us today. We want you to celebrate the success of our graduands and clap and cheer for all your worth. Truly, there are no noise limits today. If we need to evacuate the venue, exits are located at the front and rear of the room, and if you hear the evacuation alert, please follow venue staff instructions. Now, as the academic procession enters, you will hear the season's fanfare. This is a signature tune that was commissioned by the university for grand occasions such as this one. The season's fanfare pays homage to Charles Darwin and maps a journey through the territory's seasons and history. We hope you enjoy listening to it. Today, you'll see a lot of ceremony and pomp, and one of those is the university mace. The mace bearer will immediately precede the chancellor in the academic procession, and the mace will sit on stage throughout the ceremony. And the mace symbolises the authority of our university council, which is headed up by the chancellor. Charles Darwin University is committed to the achievement of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples and their communities across the Northern Territory and Australia. In recognition of this commitment, you will see our First Nations graduands at this ceremony wearing a unique stole or pin. The stoles are based on the design and colours of the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander flags. It is a practice we have followed since its inception by the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Indigenous Leadership in 2009. Now, our photographers will be busy throughout the ceremony taking photographs, and you'll have the ability to have individual photographs taken after the ceremony. Please feel free to take pictures throughout the ceremony from wherever you're seated. Take videos as well. We really want you to remember this special occasion for a long time to come. So now to the ceremony itself and how will it work. Today's ceremony will be presided over by the Deputy Chancellor, Mr. Ken Davies, PSM, who will confer awards on the graduating students during the ceremony. When the academic procession takes their place on the stage, please remain standing for the national anthem. And in the early part of the ceremony, the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, will ask the graduates to stand and then ask the Chancellor to confer all of today's awards, at which point you, our audience, can cheer. Each graduate, or at this stage you'll be a graduate, will be called individually across the stage and presented with your awards. Today we'll have graduates from the Faculty of Health, and they will be presented by Professor Dominic Upton, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the Faculty of Health. Now, graduands, you play an integral part of this ceremony, and you have the starring role to play today. Don't get nervous, you will be instructed along the way. You'll be prompted by one of our ushers to line up behind the scenes. You'll receive your testament before being presented to the Chancellor. When it's your turn, you'll walk to the edge of the stage over here and wait for your name to be called. When you hear your name, you'll walk towards the Chancellor. So the Chancellor will be here and our Vice-Chancellor there. The Chancellor will be standing here. You'll walk towards him. And as you walk towards him, we generally acknowledge the Chancellor by dipping our hat. So just a little like that. You can have a practice in your seats if you like. If you haven't pinned your mortarboard, don't pull too hard, it might come off. Now, at the moment, your tassel should be on the right-hand side, and you'll understand the significance of this later in the ceremony, so just check that it's on the right-hand side. Okay, so remember, you're lining up, your name's called, you walk across to the Chancellor. Just before you do that little bit, and you'll pause next to the chancellor, turn to the photographer in front and get your photograph taken, and then you'll be ushered off stage to the next seat in your row. And if you forget all of that, follow the person in front of you, and if you're the first person, fingers crossed, hey? Now, graduates and guests, we do ask that you remain seated throughout the ceremony until it's finished. We want every graduate, regardless of whether they're called first or last, to have a full house. And at the end of the ceremony, at the very end of the ceremony, one of your fellow graduates will address the halls, so always something worth waiting for. At the end of the ceremony, the academic procession will form a guard of honour, and graduates, and as I said, by this stage you'll be graduates, you'll be prompted by our ushers to exit through the guard of honour. It now gives me my very great pleasure to hand over to our Associate Director, Alumni and Giving, Mr David McBain, who will talk to you about staying connected to CDU.
Thank you, Professor Colson, and good afternoon, graduates. Congratulations on your graduation from Charles Darwin University. It's so great to see so many of you here. Completing your qualification is a significant accomplishment and a moment to be truly proud of. Today, we're all here to celebrate you as you join a vibrant community of CDU alumni, a title that you'll carry with yourself for life and one that we hope that you'll always wear with pride. Your qualification is more than just a piece of paper. It's a pathway to your future. But your connection with us doesn't end here. As a graduate, we're here to support you as you move forward in your career. And we hope that you'll also inspire and guide future students who in a few years' time will be sitting exactly where you are today. As alumni of CDU, you also have access to a range of exclusive benefits. You can access free professional development advice through our Virtual Careers Centre, use our campus libraries and online resources, and take advantage of free access to LinkedIn Learning, where you'll find 15,000 courses delivered in 7 languages. You can continue to build your skills anywhere, at any time. We'll keep you connected with CDU through our alumni news and social media, and you'll be invited to regular alumni networking events, regardless of where you live in the world. You're also now eligible for the CDU Alumni Awards, which recognise our graduates who are making a difference across the globe. Our brightest stars, who are using their skills and knowledge to do amazing things. Nominations for this year's awards are still open, so if you know someone who deserves some recognition for the great things that they're doing, please jump online, Google CDU Alumni Awards, and nominate them so that we can celebrate them as well. Some of you might have noticed that I'm standing up here with a little crocodile. He's dressed like us. This is Charlie, and like you, he's also a member of CDU's alumni community. I've got one for each of you to collect from the alumni desk just out those doors over at the Career Centre at the end of the ceremony. He's our gift to you, a keepsake to remind you of your time at CDU and that time that you stood here on this red carpet and had your photo taken as a graduate and a proud CDU alum. I hope that you'll stay in touch and share your future successes with us. We'd love to continue to hear about your achievements and where your education with us has taken you. I know that this is a very exciting day. I'm babbling on a little bit. You're a little bit overwhelmed with everything that's happening, so I don't expect you to remember anything that I have just said. But in the coming days or weeks, jump online and Google CDU alumni, update your details, and see what other offers are available to you as alumni of Charles Darwin University. Congratulations again on your graduation. I'm so excited for you, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you across at the Career Centre at the end of the ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Just a reminder to please switch off your mobile phones or turn them to silent. The ceremony is due to commence shortly.
graduation. Congratulations on your achievement. Now you stand ready to create a new world of possibilities. This is your CDU graduation. Graduands, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession is about to commence. Please stand and remain standing until the national anthem has been sung.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts, all beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advance Australia fair.
Please be seated. Distinguished guests, graduates, family and friends, welcome. To commence proceedings, I'd like to invite Dr. Billawarra Lee, OAM, to deliver the Welcome to Country.
Darakar, Kudingo Bachawa. Amalidi to Gurumedijan, Yidana Bachawana. Good afternoon, everyone. It's really good to be here with you. My name is Dr. Billawarra Lee. I'm Senior Elder of the Larrakia Nation, the Larrakia Academic in Residence for Charles Darwin University, a member of the large Kabila family, one of the family groups that make up the Larrakia Nation. And forgive me, I forgot something. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor. I pay my respects to other elders here today and acknowledge dignitaries, special guests, fellow Larrakia people, family, friends, colleagues and graduates. To my brothers and sisters from non-binary people from other First Nations, a warm welcome from my heart. I recognise the strength of spirit and depth of knowledge that exists both the elders, the past and present, and I know the rich tapestry of dreaming still runs strong in a mind, body and spirits. The Larrakia people are the first sovereign nation of the Greater Darwin region, and although our lands extend up to 50 kilometres inland, we are saltwater people, and our sovereignty has never been ceded or extinguished. As the Australian First Nations people are the oldest continuous surviving civilisation on Earth, we continue to be the longest enduring teachers, students, linguists, medical practitioners and healers, diplomats, researchers, astronomers, artisans, environmentalists, horticulturists, fire masters, water managers, athletes, builders, traders, and many other roles that make us a truly strong, flexible society. One day, I hope Australia, if not the world, celebrates this deep, rich history and they understand and learn from our ancient wisdoms. Remember, our history is your history. I want to give my heartfelt congratulations to our graduates. You have passed all hurdles to be here today, your graduation ceremony. I'm so proud of you. I feel that over the years of your study at CDU, together with staff of the university, you have woven a very strong spiritual denala, a dilly bag or net, which you have placed your hopes, dreams and knowledge. In Larrakia traditional life, you use the dilly bag to hold bush medicines and bush foods that we gathered. But also, our people of high degree, our wisdom keepers or law masters, had a spiritual denala that they put all the knowledge and wisdom they had gained over the years. And as they travelled on their life journey, they carried their spirit denala as they went about doing the work. And now you have a spiritual denala that you can carry on your exciting life journeys. Please carry them with pride. Charles Darwin University has given you the knowledge and the tools to be a master craftsperson. Please continue to make us proud and never forget, if you even ever need us, we will be here for you, and you will always be a member of the CDU family. So it's on that note, it's my privilege on behalf of my fellow elders past and present, to welcome you to Wawa Dereniki, our land. You are walking on Larrakia land, and when you leave, a song will stay with you. I hope you stay in my country. It's a safe and nourishing one, and the spirits of my ancestors watch over you while you're here. All they ask in return is to walk softly on Mother Earth and treat you with love and respect, as the Larrakia people do. Thank you, and good luck, you mob. Mak Bachawa. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie B, for that beautiful and warm welcome to country. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, to deliver the welcome address. I could see our photographer get horrified there because I forgot to remind you at the beginning of the ceremony that the Vice-Chancellor likes to be welcomed to the stage. And I didn't tell you how much he likes to be welcomed to the stage. So we're going to have to do that again and pretend that it's the first time we did it, okay? So I'm going to repeat that. And this time, if you could do me a favour, just so I could keep this job for a bit longer, we're going to really, really cheer. So I'll start again, and you really just never. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor and President, Professor Scott Bowman AO, to deliver the welcome address.
Oh, please, please. Oh, that was so unexpected, that warm welcome. Look, welcome everybody. Auntie Billawara, thank you for that welcome to your beautiful Larrakia country. And how beautiful is it at this time of the year? Just absolutely fantastic. We pay our respects to your elders, past, present and emerging, but even more, we pay our respects to you, our living treasure here at CDU. Look, it's absolutely wonderful to see everyone at Goolwa, the Austin Ash Hall. I was sitting there thinking, goodness, it's quiet this afternoon. Aren't there any babies in the audience? I thought I saw, there's a baby at the back there, is there? Yeah? Hold it up. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Any other babies? Oh, yeah, good. I think you can hold it. You can hold them by the scruff of the neck. Oh, look, there's one there. Okay. Good. Now, there is a rule. There is a rule. If the kids start making a noise and the babies start making a noise, the rule is you are not allowed to leave. We don't mind a bit of noise from kids. So if there's noise from kids, don't worry, don't get embarrassed. It's fine. In fact, when Professor Upton there gets up to give his long, drawn-out speech with a Birmingham accent, can you give those babies a good pinch and get them crying? Get them loud? That'd be good. Now, we are here to celebrate. So some of you won't have been to a graduation before and you'll be wondering, oh, how do I behave? What do I do? Is this a funeral? Is it all somber? Or is it a wedding? It's a wedding. Let's really celebrate these incredible people. This is a special graduation for me because it's one of our 3 health graduations. We had a nursing graduation this morning, which was absolutely fantastic. Great, lots of noise, which you've got to beat. We've got nurses graduating this afternoon, and close to my allied health, that's where I started, in allied health. I started as a radiographer. We haven't got any radiographers graduating. They're the ones, breathe in, hold it, yeah. It's a lot of training to be able to do that, to get that thumb though. Don't laugh, physiotherapists. So it is a time to celebrate. So I do want you to make a lot of noise. When people walk across the stage, if they're your relative or friend, make a lot of noise. Now, if you don't, it is showing that you don't like them or love them very much. And one of the saddest things is we call the first few over in that first line there. Yeah, that line there. And people go, oh, yeah, I'm embarrassed. I'm not going to make much noise. And then by half-time, everyone's going off and going wild. And you're thinking, oh, why didn't I make a noise? I've ruined their graduation. So we will need to see lots of noise and cheering right from the front. We're happy to. Yeah, who was that? Get that child out of here this minute. So look, we're here to really celebrate. We do congratulate you all. We do really admire the work that you're going into, nursing and healthcare. It really helps our university. Our aim is to be the most connected university in Australia, and we make our connections through our incredible staff at the back, the research they do, but really the real point of connection with our communities is through our graduates. And really our health graduates, our nurse graduates, our midwifery graduates, you are the ones that really connect with thousands of people at often some of the worst times in their life. So if our university is about connection, then our university is about you. So have an absolutely great day today. Celebrate, and don't forget to thank this bunch over here. This is the bunch that you made their lives misery, you know, whinging and moaning about all the work you had to do, asking for money. Actually, no, all stand up. Let's thank them now. All the ones with funny hats on, stand up. Turn and look at your victims, sorry, your families, and nah. Okay, sorry, I forgot it's a health graduation. I will speak very slowly. Could you, with funny hats on, applaud them? You lot, shut up. Right. Okay, sit down, they weren't that nice. Okay, so look, have a great graduation and thank you for choosing CDU.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I now invite the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dominic Upton, to present the Honorary Awards.
Yeah. So this is the first of many occasions at this lectern. So thank you, Vice-Chancellor. And now for the presentation of the Honorary Award as awarded by CDU Council. Chancellor. I have the pleasure of presenting Ms. Josephine Maria Lee with an honorary doctorate of social work today. Ms. Lee, a First Nations woman from Charters Towers, Queensland, has made a lasting mark on the social work profession, particularly in the Northern Territory. The daughter of a Gujarat and Gurumi woman from Gujarat country, Ms. Lee's journey into social work is deeply rooted in her heritage, lived experiences, and a profound commitment to supporting communities facing adversity. Since relocating to the NT in 1997, Ms. Lee, formerly Ms. Battaglini, has become a highly respected and influential figure in health, recognised for her leadership, professional expertise, and pioneering contribution to social work practice. A career-defining moment came in 2018 when Ms. Lee was awarded the prestigious Mary Moylan NT Social Worker of the Year Award, an honour from the Australian Association of Social Workers, which recognised her exceptional contributions to the social work field in the Territory. This award, named after Mary Moylan, the first remote social worker for the Commonwealth Departments of Social Security, celebrates those who continue her legacy of innovative and compassionate social work practice. Ms. Lee was nominated again by CDU students in 2025 for the same award, a testament to her lasting impact on the profession and her ongoing dedication to student mentorship. Between 1997 to 2000, Ms. Lee was a foundational counsellor at the Danila Dilba Emotional and Social Wellbeing Centre, offering emotional support to members of the stolen generations, and later became the Centre's director for 5 years. As the Centre's director, Ms. Lee led efforts to build a First Nations workforce, training mature age staff from the stolen generations to serve as a community outreach worker. Ms. Lee firmly believes that addiction is a human problem, challenging the stigma surrounding substance use by reframing it as a challenge that can be understood and overcome. This perspective has not only helped destigmatise addiction, but also fostered compassion for those facing it. Chancellor, in recognition of her outstanding contribution to social work in the Northern Territory and a drive to training the next generation of social workers, Charles Darwin University Council awards Josephine Lee the title of Honorary Doctorate of Social Work, honoris causa.
Thank you, Professor Upton. It is now time for today's occasional address. Shemaiah Houtman, Josephine Lee's first supervised social work student, reflects on the profound influence Josephine has had on the profession through her role as an educator. Josephine has had a far-reaching impact on the social work profession within her role as a social work educator, and as my final placement supervisor, Josephine taught me the skills of therapy with individuals and couples, and was generous and committed within her teaching. We later went on to develop new services together at Danila Dilba and within Territory Health. Later on, Shemaiah went on to lead mental health services in Queensland as a multidisciplinary team leader, clinical lead and mental health executive. Her role modelling of social work education and paying it forward or has impacted on Shemaiah's own contribution to the development of new social workers within their placements in early career. Josephine has been an inspiring social worker for decades, and I'm so pleased that she is receiving this award today. Please give please give Josephine a warm welcome.
So there's a number of people here, and particularly Chancellor, Acting Chancellor, I think. He's actually been my boss in a previous time. And so most of the people who do know me know I can talk with a mouthful of marbles underwater if I could get away with it. But I'll promise you I'll be very focused today. I wish to acknowledge we are gathering on Larrakia land and pay respect to the traditional owners of this country, our ancestors, our elders, past and present, and emerging leaders. Thank you to Pamela Trotman, social work colleagues, social work students, friends, and the social work department for supporting the nomination of myself for Honorary Doctorate Social Work. When I opened the email stating the offer of the award, I was truly blown away. I didn't ever imagine such an acknowledgement in my story as a social worker. I am deeply humbled. Now, the main part of my speech. So, it is focused on 15 key lessons. None of them are in actual order. And as a social worker, as well as a human being who does give a damn, and the lessons stem from the core principles of Australian Association of Social Workers Code of Ethics. The principles are respect for persons, social justice, professional integrity. By the way, I give too much of a damn, so it's one of my challenges. So, lesson 1, I chose social work as the vehicle to be able to be a change agent. Change for the better. I'm talking also about change at all levels, the individual, the communities and systems. So when you use the language of closing the gap, I really want to challenge all of you. Aboriginal people do not have 20 years to wait. Change has to happen now. Lesson number 2, I chose hope and the belief that hope can exist in the darkest and starkest of situations. Be the hope, be the light. Talk with beliefs so those you serve hopefully catch hope and believe there is a life worth living. Lesson 3, don't make excuses for not helping. If you don't have the needed skills, refer on, do a warm link or research, find out, but don't leave people in the dark. One of the greatest privileges in life is to help others, and those social workers that I have recently supervised, they are probably tired of my repetition, but I will repeat. It is in lifting others we rise. I have the capacity for lateral thinking. When everyone else has given up or decided it's too hard, I have always been determined to be solution-focused, and there is always a better way. May not be the ideal or the best way, but it's the process moving from the darkness to being closer to the light. And for all you coming social workers, be proud to be a social worker and believe in your capabilities to do meaningful change. Trust me, I will do meaningful change till I draw my last breath in life. I will not be lessened as a person and as a professional. For example, filling in gaps for a service when really the social worker should be prioritising the care needed for people we serve. I will not diminish my role as a social worker, and I certainly will not make myself smaller than I am. A long-term social work friend describes me as someone who withstands pressures and prioritises the people she serves. I am not a do-gooder, I'm a do-writer. This means I have courage on my side, and there are many situations as a social worker I have had to deal with, respond to, and have tough conversations. This means that there are people who do not like me, but hey, there are also people who are grateful that I have had the courage to say, to do, and act. Next lesson is fearlessness. I think I may have been born with this, that my ancestors made sure that I came into this world with fearlessness. This has enabled me to speak truth to power. I have and will continue to speak for the voiceless. As I accepted at a young age, I am not doing what I do to make friends. I'm doing right, and as this person, this community deserves so much better than is what is happening. There are social justice issues in our society that especially impact on Indigenous people. I encourage your efforts to truly change these stories that are normalised. Part of addressing social justice is to break down the hierarchies that oppress. Even in human services, there is abuse of power and control. The next lesson, kindness. Be kind. Simple as that. People and cultures forget the power of kindness. Be kind to yourself. I believe kindness and fearlessness are some of my strengths that those I have served have truly benefited from. Return people's dignity. I see daily in our society meanness, especially in the sharing of resources. I see meanness on the continuum of cruelty. It is so clear that there is those that have and those who don't have in our society. I will never make excuses for not trying to help someone with gaining some dignity. Next lesson, look after yourself. Prioritise self-care and doing what is needed so you are able to do a tough job. In our society, we are so easily disposable. You must value yourself. By the way, you role model this to the people you serve. I matter, you matter, we matter. I do draw from the good teachings of Western social work, but I also fall strongly on Indigenous ways of knowing, doing and being. I am invested in the healing journey, and by the way, that is our main gig, every one of us, every human being, healing. I believe I bring together different teachings to have strong methodologies in the way I work to address change for individuals, communities and systems. I really encourage you to be a life learner. Trust me, I'm nearly 60 and I feel so often that I have yet so much more to learn. Make reflective practice something you cannot do without. Invest in supervision so you are doing whatever it takes to be the best you can be. There are many worries right now, especially around human conflict. I will focus on one worry I have, and that is the degradation of Aboriginal women and Aboriginal girls. I have witnessed this my whole life, and I'm concerned that we are seeing it worsening. Aboriginal women and children are being so harmed in different ways that it is layer upon layer of trauma. I am committed to do whatever it takes until my last breath to contribute to the change that is so needed in this area. I want to see all Aboriginal people realising their dreams and achieving their aspirations. It is a human right to live a life free of violence and abuse. So the call to action to all of you newly graduated social workers: do your best to ensure respect for persons and communities is always paramount. Challenge the systems and processes in ways that maintain the status of power, and those who have, while those who don't have, continue to drown in the river of misery. Please don't compromise your professional integrity. Be strong, be passionate, and give a damn. And finally, I wish to express my gratitude to my husband, my family, my friends, ex-colleagues and the social work students for sharing this journey with me. Don't clap yet. I want to read one thing from my phone. And those that know me, they'll be like, oh my God, she didn't swear the whole time through that, right? Okay, so just warning, might be colourful expletives coming, but it's the last thing I want to end off on. For those who really know me well, they know I have the lived experience and I've overcome incredible suffering, particularly what I was exposed to in my childhood. So when I told one of my cousins, who's one of my best friends, all about this is the response that I wish to share with all of you. And I know for Aboriginal people in the room, they will relate. My sister to another mother, I want to congratulate you on your successful journey of healing and helping to support others to heal themselves. Wow, a bloody honorary doctorate of social work. Who would have thought that little blue-eyed, blonde-haired Aboriginal bush girl from bumfuck, redneck, racist Charters Towers would be where she is today, and an amazing Aboriginal woman standing tall and looking to the world with a courageous smile. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Josephine Lee. I'm not quite sure what to say after those words. Thank you so much for sharing your lived experience and your advice and wisdom with our graduates today. You are a true inspiration for generations to come and generations of students from CDU. And you've got them now, but please accept these flowers as a token of our appreciation. I'm lost for words. Thank you. Today's musical presentation will be Steer by Missy Higgins, performed by Abby Rapkins. Abby is an 18-year-old local singer-songwriter performing at markets, pubs and events around Darwin as a soloist. In 2023, she released her first single called Butterflies, and you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Music and YouTube Music. When she's not singing, Abby spends much of her time running DJ workshops around town and at the Dondale Juvenile Detention Centre. Music is an important part of Abby's life, helping her deal with difficulties at school or through work. Abby is also graduating tomorrow with a Certificate in Music and Production. Congratulations, Abby. Please give her a warm welcome.
Thank you for that.
Feel it falling off like clothing. Taste it rolling on your tongue. See the lights above you glowing. Oh, and breathe them deep into your lungs. It was always simple, not hitting hard. Yeah, you've been playing at this game, can't remembering your name, and you've stuffed it up. But the sun shines here, and the night is totally clear, and your heart is fierce. So now you finally know that you can control where you go, and you can steer. So hold this feeling like you're newborn. Oh, with freedom surging through your veins. You have opened up a new door. So bring all the winds, fire and rain. It was always simple, not hitting hard. Yeah, you've been playing at this game, can't remembering your name, and you've stuffed it up. But the sun shines here, and the night is totally clear, and your heart is fierce. So now you finally know that you control where you go, and you can steer. Oh, so you get out of the box, step into the clear. So now you finally know that you can steer.
That was wonderful, Abby. Thank you. I now invite the Vice-Chancellor to commence the conferring of awards.
Would all graduands please stand? Chancellor, as Vice-Chancellor of Charles Darwin University, I submit to you candidates for awards as set out in this official list of graduands. I certify that those listed have satisfied the requirements for the award of those degrees, diplomas and certificates.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. As Chancellor of Charles Darwin University, I hereby admit to their respective awards the candidates whose names appear in the official list of graduands. Congratulations and well done. Family and friends, our graduates. Well done. Give them a clap, please, everyone.
Thank you, Chancellor. Will all graduates please take your seats? It is now my great pleasure to call upon the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of First Nations Leadership and Engagement, Professor Ruben Bolt, to acknowledge our First Nations graduates today.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and most importantly, graduands, I acknowledge the Larrakia people as the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather today. We honour their enduring connection to this land, its waters, and the rich cultures that have thrived here for millennia. We recognise that sovereignty was never ceded, and we pay our deepest respects to all Larrakia elders, both past and present, as well as to all First Nations peoples present here today. I am Professor Ruben Bolt, and I stand before you today as a proud Yuin Wanandian and Monero Ngerigo man from the southeast coast of Australia, and as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor of First Nations Leadership and Engagement. Today marks a momentous occasion as we celebrate the remarkable achievements of our First Nations students who are before us. As you watch the names of the 239 TAFE and 46 higher education graduates grace the screen behind me, remember the countless hours of hard work and determination that have led to this very moment. Each and every student has demonstrated extraordinary dedication and resilience on their journey to this point. To our First Nations graduates, I offer my heartfelt congratulations. Your path to this stage has been filled with challenges, triumphs, and moments of personal growth. Your commitment to learning has brought you to this milestone achievement. May you carry the lessons learned with you and apply them with passion and purpose. I extend my warmest wishes to each and every one of you. May you flourish in all your endeavours, and may your futures be filled with prosperity, fulfilment, and possibility. Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Bolt. I once again call upon the Pro-Vice-Chancellor, Professor Dominic Upton, to present the graduates from the Faculty of Health.
Your Honour, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, graduates, families, friends and colleagues, it gives me great pleasure to celebrate the achievements of the graduating students from programmes in the Faculty of Health. Our faculty delivers innovative and contemporary teaching and research in the areas of nursing and midwifery, along with the allied health sciences, including audiology, dietetics, nutrition, occupational therapy and speech pathology, probably need it myself, medlab science, pharmacy, psychology, clinical sciences, exercise and sports science, and of course social work. In addition to our nationally accredited courses, we support structured progression into other professional training, such as clinical psychology. But there's more to come, with the faculty leading developments in specialist nursing and midwifery programmes, oral health, and of course, medicine. All of you will, I am sure, contribute to our community and to the lives of both children and adults. Your roles will have a key part to play in the health and well-being of both individuals and the community, whether this be through medical, psychological or social impact. You should be proud of yourself and the successes in your studies. Your future careers will make a real difference to individuals and society. Today we celebrate the successes of our graduates. I'm confident that every one of you has the potential to be a leader in their chosen field and to address the challenges in what is our brave new world. But this is just one step in your learning journey, and I hope that some of you might return to CDU in the future to further your studies. I'd like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to all graduates. This is an important milestone in your careers, and I'm certain that you are well prepared for your next life stage and your next adventure. Today also marks the fulfilment of years of anticipation for parents, families, friends, spouses and partners whose support has contributed significantly to your success, and to whom I would also like to offer my thanks. Please all enjoy this day. Chancellor, In my capacity as Pro Vice-Chancellor, I present to you for the award of Diploma of Health Studies, Maria Lee Stoddard. Diploma of Psychology, Alyssa Jade Bradshaw. Bachelor of Behavioural Science, Wendy Elizabeth Cole. Bachelor of Health Science, Gumba Bundu. Rana Karki. Nandaya Krishna. Julie Schatz. Menan Sultana. Anne Tran. Bachelor of Psychological Science, Candice Louise Appleby. Cecilia Alexandra de Jesus Bernardino. Julie de Brennel Bourne. Georgia Faulkner. Chloe May Fisher. Nicole Louise Gepp. Charlene Harry. Jamie Pillera. Christine Marie Robertson. Celine Seegers. Anne Spick. Xavier Marcus Taylor. Melanie Tompkinson. Maria Tizagaris. Noella Turland. Yeah. Rachel Lurie Leon Wright. Bachelor of Psychological Science Honours with First Class Honours, Naomi Busano. Fatima Rikin. Bachelor of Social Work, Warwick Graham Brown. Nancy Dula. James Michael Fiddler. Grace Evelyn. Cohen Donald John Hutt. Yeah. Tonic J. Shee. Colin Katsidiziria. Tammy K. Lewis. Anne and Jerry Mubutia. Tracy Leanne Montgomery. Chioma Virginia Okoya. Lacey Deborah Weeder. Courtney Laura Potter. Hannah Yediya Priviro. Putilan Tan. Maria Vondos. Ryan Peter Wakeling. Kim Alison Whitman. Graduate Diploma of Creative Therapies, Karenza Melissa McCann. Sandra Lee Vella. Master of Clinical Audiology, Angel Cherian. Alexandra Hogan. Shil Kiralitu Kumar Putal. Master of Nutrition, Stella Jasmine. Master of Nutrition and Bachelor of Health Science, Sejuni McClory. Master of Occupational Therapy, Shuang Chen. Feng Cheng. Shi Chan Li. Shu Yu Ran. Den Valakatel. Meng Ting's Shu. That's the first. Master of Occupational Therapy and Bachelor of Health Science, Jessica Bloom. Erin Connerty. Cassie Corral. Kira Jane Grundy. Megan Koch. Elizabeth Hannah Lane. Neil Locke. Oyukinla Jonathan Oyerinda. Melvin Sharju. Master of Psychology Clinical, Julia Louise Becker. Rochelle Amanda Evans. Alyssa Kerr. Savannah Mason. Benjamin Andrew McTeague. Lisa Newton. Marion Jennifer Peters. Ashley Karen Reynolds. Jake Darrell Slack. Jessica Stevens. Micah Thorbjonsson. Sophie Jane Wignall. Master of Social Work qualifying, Christiana Adidoyan. Mung Chub Sao. Rachel Lee Charles. Billy Nafoyo Chepkimoy. Donna Saju Kiribu Mupili. MD Famadul Hak Dulon. Ayabosa Rachel Idabor. Jintao James. Sunjanyan Giri. Stephanie Fonseca. Juyuni Juyu Sundara. Mingchiyu Li. Yaping Li. Yuling Ma. Mikomba Mutamba. Nuvjot Kaur. Upashana Nupain. Alicia Ruchel Mugar. Bidhi Haresh Savla. Anna Shaji. Yeah. Josephine Syed. Bing Chian Wu. Master of Speech and Language Therapy, Morgan Ray Chaplin. Amanda Lee Starkey. Danielle Marie Vince. Suduni Jaishara. Master of Speech and Language Therapy and Bachelor of Health Science, Sarah Alameddine. Bianca Joy Brain. Samantha Lee Bromelow. Sarah Jane Duncan. Emily Good. Lydia Kate Hebb. Lara Rose Penny. Chancellor, that concludes the graduate presentations for the Faculty of Health. I now call upon the Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Research and Community Connections, Professor Ruth Wallace, to present their CDU doctoral graduates.
Thank you, Professor Upton. Thank you very much, Arnie B, for your wise words before, and to think about how we work in research and in community connections. Chancellor, a Doctor of Philosophy or PhD is the highest postgraduate qualification that can be awarded for formal academic study. The English word doctor comes from the Latin docendi, meaning teacher or instructor. The first licentia docendi licence to teach were awarded in the 12th century by the Catholic Church. The first university to issue the licentia docendi was the University of Paris in 1213. A PhD involves in-depth, focused research conducted over an extended period of between 3 and 5 years, or in the case of some part-time students, up to 10 years. The research outcomes presented as a thesis are assessed by a panel of national and international academic experts who determine whether the research delivers an original and significant contribution to knowledge in the particular field of study. The candidate graduated today has met these very demanding criteria. First Nations people are the original researchers, scientists, teachers, technologists, environmentalists of the lands on which we gather today, with culture and knowledge dating back over 60,000 years. In recognition of this, we present to our PhD graduates a gift of cultural significance. Each graduate receives a plaque that features the Wise One artwork. Wise One was designed by CDU First Nations student and Ngarrindjamyn artist Sharona Bishop. This gift symbolises wisdom and spiritual presence. The Wise One watches from above. He listens. He guides. He represents the silent strength and presence that surround us in times of challenge and clarity. He is not to be caged. He belongs on country. He is a vessel of culture, story, and spirit. And so too are our PhD students, whose knowledge journeys carry the stories of where they come from and the futures they will influence and shape. Charles Darwin University honours and respects First Nations culture and knowledge. We therefore take great pride in presenting the artwork to all our PhD graduates, recognising their achievements and significant research contributions to their chosen field. Chancellor, in my capacity as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Research and Community Connection, I present to you Lynn Elspeth Worsley. And for their thesis titled, The Reliability and Validity of a Dynamic Model of Resilience in Human Services, as supervised by Associate Professor Carol Keane, I now present to you Dr. Lynn Elspeth Worsley. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the doctoral graduates.
Thank you, Professor Wallace. I now call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present the Chancellor's Medal.
Each year, the university awards medals to the most meritorious students from the higher education and vet sector. There are two categories of medals, the University Medal and the Chancellor's Medal. And as you know, Chancellor, we do not give many of these medals out, far less than many universities. They have been judged to sit somewhere between an Olympic gold medal and winning the Eurovision Song Contest. These are difficult to get. They are a big deal. Chancellor, as the recipient of the Chancellor's Medal in Higher Education for their studies in the Bachelor of Psychological Sciences, I present to you Xavier Taylor. Chancellor, that concludes our medal presentation. Congratulations to our medalist.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor. I would now like to welcome Tracy Montgomery, who will speak on behalf of the graduates.
Goodness. Well, I'm sure I'm not alone in saying I can't believe we made it. Can anyone say they didn't have times when they thought it'd be impossible to do one more module or one more assessment, or those quizzes, or the everlasting placements? We all have challenges over our journey, and I know every single person walking across the stage today has had challenges to overcome, and I'm really pleased to have the opportunity to share mine. In January 2020, I was a bit unhappy and unsatisfied with my work, and I was looking for a change. Although my life was really good, I had 3 adult children, 4 grandchildren at the time, now I've got 6, and a wonderful husband. I was feeling really down, and I didn't have any goals for myself. I had previously completed my Diploma of Youth Work, Diploma of Drug and Alcohol, and a lot of Certificate 4s. I wanted to return to study. I'd also been a trainer working with vulnerable people for a long time as well, and I considered a degree in social work. Could I make that commitment to a university degree? It seemed so out of reach. Would it give me the challenge that I was lacking? I applied for and was accepted into the social work degree at Charles Darwin University. People ask, why university in Darwin? I live in Melbourne. Well, the closing date for all the other semesters in Melbourne had shut, so Darwin was it. But goodness, how lucky am I to be involved in this amazing university. I took on a full-time study load. I knew I wanted this degree as soon as possible. I was also working full-time, which meant I could work during the day, come home, quickly do dinner, hop in the study, and then get on with watching lectures and attending tutorials for each hour, a couple of hours every night. And at this time, my mum was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and her dementia was escalating. So my family moved mum and dad closer to us so I could take time to care for them as well. Living in Melbourne in 2020 and 2021 was a series of lockdowns. Working from home was okay for me because I would work from home on my laptop till 5, shut the laptop, move it, open up my study one, and do a couple of hours every night. And I could also watch lectures during my lunch break. The challenge, I love the university life, the challenge of learning new things and challenging beliefs that I'd actually held since I was a child. I love making the connection with fellow students, and we would ring each other every now and again and say, I just cannot do this assessment, and we'd have to support each other through that. I mean, seriously, you've all had those assessments. It's about keeping that end goal in sight. And one thing that I did that pushed me through those hard times sounds really not very important, but it was for me. I bought a mug with "I'm a social worker" on it, and I sat it on my desk and said, one day I'll be worthy of drinking out of that. And I'm going to do that when I go home, because, yes. Yay! So Mum's condition continued to decline quite quickly, and then she had a fall and she broke her hip. She went into hospital, and then we were given the news that we had been expecting, that Mum was not going to return home and she would need to be in full-time care. Dad was beside himself. They'd been married for 60 years. Even with dementia, Mum cared for him with regards to organising meals, making him wear sunscreen, sorting out his medications. So it was really tough on everyone, especially for Dad. I discussed with my husband, who agreed that I would need to move to part-time work while I continued my study, just so I could help care for Dad and also continue up with looking after Mum. I got a great part-time work in the evenings, and I work in actually prevention of child sex abuse, and I love that job. And I continued studying and looking after Dad. I was also selected to be a past leader at uni, which I loved because I was able to mentor and guide new students on their assessments and keeping them motivated and moving forward. That was very special. Around this time, I developed a serious medical condition myself, and I had to have major surgery. Recovery time was going to be 6 months, so onto a waiting list I went. Year 4 at uni, I was getting so close to finishing. I was so excited to come up to Darwin for an intensive and finally be a real university student, and the end of the degree was this far away. A week before the intensive, I was called up for my surgery, so I had to miss that intensive, which required repeating the entire module. That pushed it out to another year to finish my degree. I was so disappointed, as even with all the challenges, I was still on track to complete my degree in 4 years. But that's okay, because if there's any mantra I live by is just do it. It's amazing those 3 little words really sum up moving through those hard times. And there's no option other than just do it. Might make a really good slogan for someone. After my surgery, recovery was really slow, and it did have a big impact on trying to keep up the pace because, of course, I only wanted to receive distinction and high distinction, so I pushed myself very hard. I pushed through and I kept working my 25 hours a week, full-time uni, caring for Dad, visiting Mum, managing my household. Of course, my kids were grown up, but they still require help. I know they're watching on the stream. The support from my uni friends, lecturers, and special mention for the incredible access and inclusion team was just invaluable during this time. There are a lot of resources to look out for, and really, as a social worker, we need to know how to access them for ourselves, not just for our clients. So, my final placement started in September 23. I was so excited to have the opportunity. I got a placement in a school, which was my dream, and my recovery was nearly complete, and I was feeling pretty good. Early October, my husband started feeling really unwell. He was waking up at night with an awful pain in his jaw. He'd never been sick. Off we went to the doctor, who checked his heart and said maybe it's dental. We went to the dentist. He said nothing. Meanwhile, the pain was increasing and getting unbearable, and then he couldn't swallow. Another week and we were off for an ultrasound on his neck. This came back with small lumps on his thyroid. Nothing to worry about, said the doctor. Go on the public waiting list, do a biopsy. Even if it is something, they'll fix it. Thyroid, nothing. I immediately had immense feelings of anxiety, and I booked in to see a specialist privately. Before that appointment came up, and it was only a week, Brett was unable to swallow solid food. So we went to the emergency department. They did tests, scans, said he needed a gastroscopy. This was booked in for the following week. Meanwhile, Brett and I continued to work and manage as normally as possible, and I was still doing my placement and my study and all that. The day of the gastroscopy is one I will never forget. I was sitting downstairs at the cafe in the hospital when the nurse phoned and said, The surgeon needs to talk to you both. Again, I was overwhelmed with anxiety and I headed straight up the stairs and I was waiting to be called in. Waiting. No one come out. Then Brett comes out the back waving and off he goes, "Oh, the nurses, you're so great. I'll bring you chockies next time." He grabbed my hand, big smile, and off we walked. I'm like, okay. Get downstairs, I said, "Listen, you going to tell me anything? Like, what's going on?" And he looked down at me, 6'4", big man, held my hands and said, "I've got cancer in my esophagus and my stomach. It's bad." Both broke down then and we sat in the car for a long time, put our little positive pants on as we do, and we said, okay, we deal with what we have to do. We did a Zoom to the kids because obviously it's impossible to get everyone in one place at one time, and we told them, but none of them believed anything would happen to their dad because they were concerned, but not that overwhelming sense of doom that I had. Brett was 6'3", built like a giant footballer. There's no way anything could beat him. The next few weeks were a flurry of attending placement, liaising with uni, completing assessments, caring for Brett, caring for mum and dad, continuing with part-time work, attending all the scans, biopsies and appointments. Even with all this going on, Brett kept going to work every day. He was pushing through the pain. He didn't want to be home. Angus Steed was managing my placement. Angus, amazing. And it was an incredible... Yes. He was an incredible support for me through this time. He was as flexible as could be as a lecturer, but it was also like having my own social worker to talk to. And this period really showed what support and values are important here at CDU. Brett declined quickly. Once they established he had stomach cancer, esophageal cancer, and thyroid cancer, there were more tests to determine if they were linked, therefore terminal, or they could be treated separately. And I do remember saying to the specialist, "Oh, so they could all be separate and we could, and he went, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, does that ever happen?" He went, "No." I said, "Oh, okay." Final test was the PET scan, and they pop you in a machine, they put the stuff in, pop you in a machine, and it lit up like a Christmas tree. He also had cancer through his lymph nodes from his neck right down to his hips. We had that little talk in the office with about 10 specialist surgeons who all were very specialists in their different type of cancers, and they said that he was terminal. We were told he had 14 months. The aim was just to manage the pain, which was not decreasing, even with all the huge amounts of medications he was on. As the pain wasn't stabilised, he had to stay in hospital. I was there all day, every day, 8 till 8. I remember him asking, "How are you doing your placement if you're in here? You're not getting your placement done." And I'm like, "Uni means nothing. What are you talking about? And I will not be studying next year. I'm going to be spending every spare minute with you." And he said, "How on earth can you say that? You've put so much into it. This is ridiculous." I'm like, "What?" "Okay." He said, "You will promise that you will complete this degree." And I did promise, but I was thinking, seriously, what is important? What is important? 8 days after Brett went to hospital, he died. We'd been together since school, since I was 16, and been the happiest couple in the world, like so happy, drove everyone nuts. Life is so unfair. So Brett passed away in December, and over the next 2 months, I didn't know what to do, but I had made that promise. So I enrolled in my last 2 modules. Now, one of which, social workers, course was the dynamics of grief and loss. Yeah. Again, the incredible understanding and support from CDU and my wonderful lecturer, Billy Burgess, allowed me to continue these studies at a time that I did not know how I was going to do it. I know lecturers often have students with access and inclusion plans and lots of challenges, but for a lecturer to be teaching grief and loss and have a student who's only 2 months on from losing her husband of 37 years really was incredible. My last module, Integrated Methods, I was also lucky to have an incredible lecturer, Tanya Levin, who was also amazingly understanding. It was like having a personal social worker, sending me readings to assist me to understand why my brain just did not work. It just did not function how it used to. Intensive week was amazing, meeting my student peers and learning about everyone's journey. It was also an incredibly challenging week. I'd never travelled alone. So besides the intensive days, I was also having really difficult nights. I had to actually ask a friend to fly up from Melbourne just to be with me because I was not coping at all. Tanya was an incredible support during that week, as were my peers. Then we had the role plays. We had role plays with real actors to have these amazing scenarios. The first one we walked into is a client in a hospital bed. Now, the last hospital bed I'd been next to was holding Brett's hand the day he died. But I did it. Was it triggering? Yes. Was it incredibly hard? Yes. But sometimes you just have to do it. And I did. Determination is an amazing thing when it's coupled with a supportive environment. So my journey hasn't been smooth. And I know everyone has challenges, but here I am. I loved how, even though I was in Melbourne, I've developed some really close friendships that are now part of my personal and professional network. My time at CDU has helped me develop into a strong, independent person and has really increased my confidence in my ability to do things that I really did not think were possible. I would like to sincerely thank Charles Darwin University, the Access Inclusion team, my lecturers, specifically Billy Burgess, Angus Steed and Tanya Levin, who were there through the most challenging time of my entire life. I hope there's no bigger challenges coming because... Vasca, who was also one of my lecturers early on, she was my supervisor in my first placement and literally bent my mind into a pretzel to create a critical social worker, and I appreciate that. Tough, but I appreciated it. Lastly, my fellow students. I've met so many across 5 years and have got some really wonderful friendships. I've heard some amazing stories of overcoming trauma and inspiring others. So well done to everybody here today graduating, and continue on your learning journey and throughout your career as social workers and the other professions. Thank you.
Tracy, you did it. Thank you so much for sharing your personal story and the gift of that. And extraordinary. I think we need to give you more than a degree and a mug, but please accept these flowers as a token of our appreciation, and thank you for speaking on behalf of all of the graduates today. Thank you. I now call upon the Chancellor to deliver the charge to graduates.
Thank you, Fiona. Thank you. Graduates, please, could you please stand? As newly conferred graduates of Charles Darwin University, it is at this stage of proceedings that we conduct a turning of the tassel ceremony. This is a long-standing university tradition that officially symbolises your transition from graduate to graduate of Charles Darwin University. Please now move the tassel on your mortarboard from the right side of your mortarboard to the left, please. Thank you. Bit more to go. I charge you as graduates to maintain a commitment to lifelong learning, to strive for the truth, integrity and compassion, to contribute to your chosen profession, and by the application of your abilities to support and nurture the communities that you are part of and you will serve. I charge you to take with you the spirit and resilience of the Territory. Walk softly but proudly in the knowledge of your profession. Many of your achievements bring honour to your university, or may your achievements bring honour to your university, your chosen profession and to yourself. Good luck and well done, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor. Would all graduates please take your seats in preparation for your Guard of Honour and the closing of the ceremony.
Every new day begins with a choice. The choice to make time for what really matters. To use every opportunity to work toward our goals and to make every day count. Once we committed, we knew it was possible. Today is a time to celebrate and reflect on what we achieved. It wasn't always easy. We had our doubts. And the juggle seemed impossible. The early mornings and the late nights. When the inspiration was not there. The search for perfection. We just wanted to get it right. But for every challenge faced, we always had the end in sight. We found our inner strength and determination. We found support along the way. We used perseverance and passion to reach our potential and to find our new world. It all comes down to this moment. A feeling that will live with us forever. To share with the ones who've inspired us. To become the person we were meant to be.